Hello, seventh graders in Clinton. I wanted to make one last video for the school year to say goodbye to you. I would do this in person, but since I will not be able to give you a hug and wish you a good summer, I wanted to try to do that right now. Every one of you is very special to me, and you're all unique and you all matter, and I hope you always remember that. Thankfully, a lot of you are coming back next year, but some aren't. Junio, I know I've said your name wrong. I was hoping that I would get it right this last semester. I'm sorry I didn't. I am so bad at Spanish names anyway, and I can't really say my J's or the sound of a J in the Spanish language or in that. So I am sorry, but I wanted to let you know that I am so glad that you ended up coming to our school. I got to meet you when we had open house, and I knew you'd be a great fit, and you just fit right in with the kids there in the 7th grade class, and they all like you, and you're just so sweet. You've never given me 1 ounce of trouble. You just sat and observed everybody else doing what they do, but I just appreciate you being at our school. Wyatt, I don't know how many times I've had to say, Wyatt, be quiet, throughout the years, but know that I love you very much. I'm so thankful for you, and the fact that you, out of all the middle school boys, would still bother to give me a hug every morning when that is not cool in 7th grade. And I appreciate that. Your family is such a blessing. Your mom writes the best notes, the most encouraging notes, and I'm so thankful I got to know you and know your family throughout the years, and I'm so glad that they decided to bring you back to Legacy. I know that that was not what you had planned on doing, but it was a blessing to have you back. Kylie, my sweet Kylie, I miss hearing you say I love you, Miss Young. You never failed to say that when you left the classroom, and that always was such an encouragement to me. I know that sometimes teaching middle school students, you don't feel loved. You feel like you're just a bother to them. They don't show their love as much, and you always have shown that you cared about me, that you worried about me and my health, and the times that you, sorry, bought me a Pepsi just to encourage me throughout the day. Sometimes I'd come to my room and there'd be a Pepsi on my desk, and I would know right away that that was from you. Corbin, I'm gonna miss you. I could still hear you saying, let's go, as the class starts. And actually it was funny because my nephew started saying that. So the other day he came into the room and he said, let's go. And I immediately thought of you, Corbin, and I'm gonna miss watching you play basketball, but hopefully next year we'll have a great team and we'll be able to go back to normal. I know that you're gonna do something wonderful with your talent, and I hope that you use it for God's glory, and be kind always. It's so nice when there's such a great athlete and they're wonderful, but they don't have an ego to them, and I just hope that that's the kind of athlete you will be someday, so all these little boys and even little girls can look up to you and say, I want to be just like Corbin. And that's going to happen. I believe it with all my heart. Clinton, same going with you, buddy. I am going to miss your beautiful smile and your laugh. You had the best laugh, and your laugh always made me happy, even when you were laughing because you were being ornery and mischievous. But you are going to be missed so much next year. It's just not going to be the same walking to the school and not having you come into my classroom and complaining and whatever, not only complaining, but just being you. And I think you're just an amazing young man, and I know that you're going to do wonderful things at Valley, and I hope that you'll fit in and that you'll be kind as well, and that the teachers, I know they're going to love you. Get involved with the performing arts, because you're so talented that your personality would be great, and I will go to those plays. I've gone to so many Valley Christian performances, and they're awesome, and I hope that you get involved with that. because that's something that you can do. Anne, sweet girl, I know this is your first year, and I really wish I could have gotten to know you a lot better, but you have always been sweet. You've always wanted to talk to me, and I love the fact that sometimes in the morning, you and Clinton and some of the kids would hang out with me while I greeted the kids and not going to the locker room. I appreciate all that. I appreciate your hard work. I know that things were a struggle for you at first, and you just worked really hard to get your classwork done and everything that you wanted to accomplish. And I'm sad that you're not going to be back, but hopefully you'll change your mind. If not, just know that you can always text me, get a hold of me, and I will be here for you, and I'll think of you throughout the years. My sweet Alyssa, I've loved you since 4th grade. You and I have had such a connection, and I don't know what it was, but I've never had been that close to a student as I had to you. I mean, I've had some students that have been really close to, but for some reason we just had this connection, and I love you with all my heart. You are amazing, you're beautiful, and I want you to have so much happiness in your life. I know you're going to do wonderful things. You are, and I pray that you'll still be kind and that you'll always put Christ first, and you know that no matter where you go or where I go, you'll have a teacher that you can think about that loved you with all her heart. And that goes for all of you. Jonathan, my handsome boy, I love you too, and you are so kind and gentle and such a nice kid. I always often said that if I had a young boy, I would want my son to be just like you, to have your character. So many times when I would see kids that would leave or the classroom or leave the field, you would stay back and you would always help clean and help the teachers. And if I said pick up something off the floor, you were the first to do it. If I said stop talking, you were the first one to actually stop and listen. You were very respectful, and I know that God's going to use that greatly. If you continue doing that, you're teachable, and continue working on your basketball skills and listening to the coach and listening to your teachers, because that's going to make you into a greater man. Isaiah, my gentle giant, I've been calling you that since you were in 4th grade. You remember the day that Alyssa was standing next to you, and I asked her who her teacher was? First day of 4th grade. I asked her where her teacher was, and she said, Miss Young, you are my teacher. And I was like, oh, I felt horrible about that, but it was because she was standing next to you, and you look so big next to Alyssa. But not only are you big, you are just like Jonathan, in a sense that you are just kind and sweet and tenderhearted, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. To have someone as gentle as you, to be kind. We need a lot of people like you in this world, and I pray that you, as you work on your basketball skills and you develop and become a great athlete, that you will also take in consideration the people that don't play as well, that you'll be kind to those and help encourage others. Gabby, I'm so happy that your parents decided to bring you back to our school. It wouldn't have been the same without you, and you've grown in so many ways this year. Your attitude, everything has just gotten so much better, and I know it's because of the friends that you have, and you're beautiful and you're kind, and your parents are amazing. There's one family that I know who prays for me, and that is the Serrano family. I've always felt it, even when you were in 4th grade. Your dad volunteering to go on field trips, and I've often ridden with him. And just the way he talks about the Lord and he talks about his family, I just love that. And I love that you have been so supportive. I remember the first day of school, we had a teachers meeting and a parents meeting, and the teachers we didn't feel attacked, but we just felt discouraged after the meeting. And when I got home, your mom had written a note to me saying that she supported us and that she loved us and she thought we were all doing a great job. And you'll never know what that note meant to all of us teachers when I shared it with them. So your family is very special. Gabby, I love you. I hope you come back again next year. It's going to be a great 8th grade class. I can't imagine how much fun. And Lord willing, we'll be back at our regular schedule next year. Willem, I love your creativity. I love talking to you about Legos, and I appreciate you always turning in your assignments during this stay-at-home distance learning. I could always count on you to tell me what you learned about history. I don't know if everybody has watched these videos, but I know that you did, and I know that you were faithful, and your family also has always been so encouraging. Nice notes and gifts. It made me feel like a great teacher. It's very, very special. Willem, I'm going to miss you, and I hope you still come back. Your family has just been so loyal to our school as well. Even through all the problems and everything that the school might have gone through, your family has stayed faithful and true to the teachers. Soraya, my sweet girl, it's so nice to have you in the morning. You're always there early, and I always enjoyed the time when you would come to my classroom and just talk. And I joke about not being able to get anything done in the morning, but that's okay, because that's my favorite time, is just to be able to sit back and talk with you guys. I could always do the work later on my break when you guys are in class, but I just always enjoyed our chats in the morning with Alyssa and Clinton and Rihanna, and you have been always sweet. Sometimes I would come in and I would just think, man, I wish I had a Pepsi, or I wish I had this, and you would walk in with a Pepsi or some kind of snack and really would just blow me out of the water, because I was like, I never even said that. And it was as if God used you to bless me, and that happens so many times. And thank you for watching these videos and sending what you learned. And also, every time I sent a note to the kids and I told them I loved them or missed them, you and were one that would always respond back and say, I love you too, Miss Young. And that made me feel special. And you are amazing. And your family too. Your mom's awesome. Your little brothers, love them very much. Lillian, I'm so glad you're in our school too. You, as well as Soraya and all the others that were faithful. I could wake up in the morning and know for a fact which students are going to tell me what they learned. But not only that, you have been just a joy when you come in the morning and you hug everybody and just being involved in the performance arts and everything. You are that one student that is just joyful, and you look at you and there's just joy, and I hope that you'll always have that. You'll always be kind, and that you'll have a great attitude in all you do. This class right here, my 8th graders, that you're going to be in 8th grade, you're gonna be the class that kids look up to you. And I am so excited for this 8th grade class, because I believe it's going to be the best 8th grade class that we've had in a long time. If you keep a great attitude and be kind. I want a class that loves the Lord and wants to serve Him and wants to sing in chapel and not be ashamed of doing that, because there's going to be eyes on you. There's going to be little 6th graders and little kids that look up to you. And I hope that you will do well. And Clinton, happy graduation, buddy. I know this isn't what you thought would be. Being the only 8th grade graduate, being in a school that a lot of times you didn't want to be at, but just know that you are loved. You're going to be amazing wherever you go, and I am going to miss you. I already said that, but I just wanted to say happy graduation, buddy. And I wish I can give you all fist bumps, and that looked like I wanted to punch you. Fist bumps and hugs, but know you are loved. You matter, and please, please, please make good choices.